And good morning. I'm tuning in from Munich. Thank you, Metaverse Summit organizers, for inviting me. My name is Sagar. I'm based in Munich. So today we are going to talk about finding the product market fit in Web3. Before I start about how to build sustainable products which roadside people can use, quick introduction from our side. So I'm a partner at Blockchain Founders Capital. We are early stage uh, venture capital firm investing in pre-seed and seed stage startup. Our ticket size is normally between 200,000 to 300,000. Normally, we end up investing 300,000 euro in individual startups. Our focus is pre-seed and seed. That means we invest in very early stage Web3 startups where um, founders are using blockchain as an underlying tech to build the sustainable startups. So, for example, what does that mean is sustainable startups. So we are not investing in layer protocols or DEX protocols. We are investing in startups who are using blockchain as an underlying tech where the users, when you're building a product, your users should not know about blockchain, how it works. And that's how the Web 2 was built, right? So we invest in founders with industry know-how, who has worked in particular industry for a couple of years, and those person who have the industry know-how. And on top of that, we take a personality test, means we give this Ray Dalio 16 traits of personality test. We have in-house tooling where you can basically check the founders traits, where they are introverts, outroverts, and different types of traits you can see about founders. We invested in 8 companies, and normally we invest globally, though we are based out Germany. And moving further, so let's talk about product market fit. As I think in our industry, we talk too much about blockchain and how blockchain can solve problem, but very few people talks about actual use cases. So today we are going to talk about use cases where it comes to metaverse, gaming, or you combine with AI or application layer or finance, education industry. So as you can see in the slide that how basically whole technological evolution evolved over the time in last 10, 20 years, right? So you can think about personal computers, then came the AI hype, and everyone's like back in days like a dot-com crash happened in 2000, and then came the Google and Facebook and so on. So fast forward, we started exploring whole blockchain industry in 2009 once the Bitcoin came out, and forth and back and forward. um, so when it comes to building a product, I think very few people understand the life cycle of multi-billion-dollar startup. So what does it mean? So as you can see in the chart, normally people think it's an exponential growth or linear growth in startup to reach to the unicorn level. But that's not true. As you can see in a slide, that mostly pre-seed and seed stage startups where we focus, they also die in next 12 to 24 months if they don't keep up the growth. What does that mean? So think about, just forget about blockchain or metaverse and so and so. You are just building a product or application where you want to build the product first, you have MVP ready, and then you go to market, you target, you acquire your customers, and then you start making revenue, right? And then once you hit particular targets where like KPIs in terms of going to the next fund round, then you can raise the funding based on your KPI sheet. In Web3 world, it's bit of easier for raising the fund. I mean, forget about this year, but I'm talking about last couple of years, where you just present your white paper, raise the multi-billion-dollar or multi-million-dollar, and then start spending heavily onto different directions. In normal startup world, you should have sort of first MVP or first 10 or 20 users who are using your product, and then you can get the funding round. And in Web3 world, we have, as I said earlier, it's pretty much easier as compared to the other one, because we are also speculating in the next generation of technology, where normally how to reach the billion-dollar startup point, where if you are in normal startup world, you have to grow every year 2 times. So let's say like your users are, or your revenue is XYZ this year, then you have to double your revenue next year, and so and so, and it takes 7 to 8 years to hit the unicorn level or like IPO. And that's how the valuation goes also exponentially. So it's not a linear growth, it's exponential growth, where I can see, you can see that. So for example, double or 3.5x. So what what normally in Web 2 world VCs look into in terms of milestone based investment is that if you have raised Series A or seed round or Series B, then you have to grow 3.5x, 3 to 5x every year. So that's basically I say like double the growth. So normally pre-seed and seed stage startups always failed, as I said earlier, and they comes under the death valley. Death valley means if you don't keep up the growth, you will fail. um, Thanks to Web3 and tokenization part, I think where, let's say like if you have a strong community and you are on verge of building something grateful product, then I think you can always sell your token. But in normal world it doesn't make sense, because um, pre-seed and seed, basically you're betting on founder and idea, right? And when you go to Series A, then actually numbers start talking. You cannot fake it out in Series A round that you're gonna do this and that. No, in Series A it's all about numbers. How many users you acquired, how many monthly users you have, what is your monthly recurring revenue, annual recurring revenue. Based on that factor, you do 8 to 10x of valuation, and then you can raise the fund. But in our world, if we don't care, right? We just want to pay into some tokenomics, or just buy token and raise the fund. That's pretty much fine. I agree with that. But that's how not the startup world work. You need to find a product market fit where your people using your product, and they should not know about your what's happening in the tech backend, right? So let's go back and talk about where people were talking about back in days, information highways, right? If you have read about history of internet era, nowadays no one talks about information highways. Think about more one step advance, where how people are thinking about when they launch any application or Apple stores. They don't talk about Java or any other SQLs or any other technology. They talks about use cases. That means we are in blockchain industry, we talk too much about tech. Instead of that, we should have talked about what pain point this blockchain can solve and what kind of use cases we can bring it to the mass. And that's how you can achieve the product market fit, because at the end of the day, people don't care what tech you are using, because if you are making their life easy, they will start using your product. Okay, Y Combinator. I'm sure you all of you heard about Y Combinator, especially the startup founders. It's a dream to go to Y Combinator. And what they do, they basically look for the founders who have resiliency to build the next generation product. What is sustainable product market fit? Think about Facebook, Tinder, Stripe, where they don't pay you to use their product. You just want to keep using their product. Think about like Tinder, where people wants to get laid, but basically you just don't want to go on date, or sort of you don't want to go through this whole funnel. You just log into Tinder and you can start swiping right or left, and you can get your date or whatever. um, that's serves the purpose. So what I'm saying is Airbnb. Think about if you're living in Europe or Asia or any other continent, North America, South America, or African countries, how hard would be our life in today's date if we wouldn't have Airbnb? So this is what product market fit looks like. Look at eBay, look at Twitch, Stripe. I mean, I cannot add here all the all the names of the company. Think about iPhone, right? Apple. If Apple wouldn't be exist today, what would have our life look like, right? So this is all sustainable product market fit, where users don't care about your technology, what you do in backend. They just want to use your products because it's solving their life problems. And what does it look like? Unstoppable product market fit or unsustainable product market fit. You can think about Clubhouse. Let's say back in days in Corona times, Clubhouse has a huge FOMO, if I say in crypto terms, where everyone using Clubhouse and everyone was asking for invite, right? And there is hundreds of $1 million. And after 2 3 months later, that just failed. I mean, look at now, no one used Clubhouse, right? So that's called unsustainable product market fit, because it looks in early days that this is a revolutionary product, but after some time people stop using it. Look at Segway. When Segway came out, people talking about that it will become household name and everyone will use the Segway. But you can see now it's pretty much I think wiped out from the market. You only see the segways in some tourist destination where people want to sell it to the tourists. That's it. You can rent it and have a tour around like 30-40 minutes. Theranos is a big scam. I mean, you guys have already seen that. So these are the unsustainable product market fit, means people don't want to keep using your product. So it might have get the product market fit for a couple of months, but not again for like a long term. What product market fit means, like, I know you are still not using Facebook, but it survived for 10-15 years. Look at Twitter, look at Uber. These are the all sustainable product market fit startups. um, so let's talk about Web3. We have so many startups in Web3, but I think there are very few names you can take where you can say, like, okay, these startups have product market fit in Web3. And let's start with Coinbase, because Coinbase was started in 2014, 13. The founder is really resilient. He went through this all cycle ups and downs. He was a Y Combinator alumni. So basically, Coinbase got accepted in Y Combinator, and then back and forward. It took him 6 to 7 years to hit the IPO. I think 7 years to hit the IPO uh, level, and then now they are like one of the, I think I would say, like one of the best company in Web3, because in terms of product market fit, because they have gone through this whole phase of acquiring users, and now they're having hard time to deal with some regulatory issues. But this is called the product market fit. And Crack and OpenSea. So what I see now in Web3 is only the exchanges got the product market fit. We ate to find use case application driven big companies, which is you can say like a unicorn in Web3. I'm not talking about valuation, because valuation goes to multi-$100 million in, or $1 billion in Web3 because of speculation. But what's the revenue, right? You cannot say like your valuation on token is that many XYZ number, that means you have hit the product market fit. No, that is completely wrong attitude, or I would say like a wrong assessment. You can only judge a product market fit when a company start making revenue. That means if your company is not making revenue, then your token, it doesn't matter, it's worth whatever price, it's worth zero, because at some time you're going to lose the track, because you cannot keep running the casino. Product market fit only applies to that companies who makes the revenue. And if you look at the data on on-chain metrics, I think it's pretty hard to say like multi-$100 million companies even making like a 5-digit revenue only. So that's a pretty shame. But I'm sure we will acquire the users, and how you acquire the users is only solving their problems. If they keep coming to your product and keep them using, and they would like to pay for your services, then you hit the product market fit. um, Unsustainable product market fit in Web3. So I think you guys have seen all of them, as all of, I think majority of our users would be power users of blockchain and Web3. So this is already the example, and I don't need to tell you about anything in details. So moving further, again, this is how you assess the milestone based VC investment. If you're a founder who is targeting the venture capital fund, and if I'm saying something wrong, you can always check the Coinbase investment rounds, where how they raised the capital on different phases, because Coinbase wasn't the ICO that they just present the white paper and say like, okay guys, I'm going to build next generation of exchange, and you give me $100 million, and we got ICO and filled out in 5 minutes or 10 minutes during the bull hype cycle. No, they went through this whole hard journey. If some people ask you like, okay, this is, you have two options, which one you choose? There's a shortcut and there is a long way, but it's going to be exciting. And that's what Coinbase founders went through. That they took the hard way, they didn't go through the shortcut, and they raised from seed round. They started with Y Combinator and doing series A, B, and forward, and then they hit the IPO sort of target. And you can see here where I have tried to put some targeted names where they are like industry leaders in terms of phase of startups, where you can see like in product, in terms of like early stage, you can see like Antler, Entrepreneur First. And I think in Web3 there are so many early stage accelerator programs also started happening, called Brink is in Asia, very heavy, big name, good startups they are acquiring and accelerating. And I might have missed some of the name, but you can see this like early stage seed round. You can see Y Combinator, Techstar, and then comes the A116Z XL, and then they invest from growth stage Series A onwards, and then back and forth. Yeah. So basically, these are the big names in terms of your potential target VC for fund investment. And this sectors is basically a different name present, that they basically SoftBank comes at the later stage, means either your company will go to IPO, or that's already the peak in terms of um, coming to the early stage VC. That's where mostly early stage VCs exit their position when Tiber Global or SoftBank comes. And yeah, this is what I said in earlier, that the ICO was basically shortcut for product traction and raising fund, when founders started like exaggerating that, okay, we don't want to go to VC, and we will raise the capital from retails. It's pretty fine. I think that's nothing wrong if you do the crowdfunding and raise capital from basically retails. But you just have to make sure that you are not exit scamming, right? And also, I think as a human being, we are lazy in terms of nature, because we don't want to do hard works, right? So what I've seen, the ICO was a good innovation, I think, to raise the capital. If you are in second world or third world, tier 2 or tier 3 countries working out there, it's really hard to get the investment because of the jurisdiction and lack of trust, and so and so. And ICO give you the open window to raise the capital. But what happened was that after raising couple of $1 million, founders become just lazy, or they just get distracted. They started sponsoring so many conferences, they're going business class, or start living fancy lifestyle rather than building the product. That money retail give you was not for having your private life more secure, but they give you money to build a product. And if you ask yourself question, just look at the back in days, how many ICOs turned up in that product market fit, and I'm sure you will find very few, or maybe not at all. So that's the thing, where you get too much capital access in early stage, then I think the chances are pretty much higher that you're gonna end up using everything and investing everything, and then you're not gonna have any product market fit. Because normally, look at the diamond, it goes through the heavy temperature zone to get shine, right? So you need to go through this all boom and bust cycle to build a sustainable product, because it's all about learning experience and journey you go through it. And that's amazing. It's not about only about capital access, because if that would be the true to get the product market fit or acquire the users, then I think web3 industry would have so many unicorns, because there was so much capital available in last 3 years, and even in before that cycles, that there was no lack of capital to build the product. So this year, yes, everyone is having hard time to capital raise, but that's nothing new. Everyone should have understand that it's coming. So you just hold your horses and build your treasury, and basically think about the hard time. But again, in crypto we have short attention span, right? So we don't talk too much about future 12, 24 months, and then majority of startup going to fail, I think, this quarter or next quarter, because of the lack of funds. Yes, this is the team. We are all based in Germany. I'm in Munich. My colleague Wolfgang, left side, is in Frankfurt. Ben is in Berlin. So if you're around there, please ping us. We are quite active on LinkedIn and Telegram. And you can also go to our website, bfc.vc. And if you're early stage startup founders building next generation of product, which like next roadside people wants to use your product, feel free to reach out to us, and we would be happy to yeah, look into your business case. Thank you.